Oh, Vanderveer, wow.
Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 643 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined by a trio, not the trio, but a trio all the same. Kyle Brackey, Ben Funky Askren, and still David Bray. Ollie is just officially not coming on this week, like not at all. He said last week he said, yeah, I'll still come on, I'll call in. And then yesterday, or the day before, he's like, well, I can't come on tomorrow, but I'll come on, but maybe Wednesday. And then yesterday, he hits me up. He's like, hey, I'm not going to be able to come on this week. So he is retired from his Dogecoin fortune. And
it's actually up again today. Somehow.
Is it really? Wow, I love that you're monitoring Dogecoin. So I think as much as you dismiss it.
I checked that. It's now in the top 10, so when I go check my top 10, you see it. You can't not see it. It's impossible.
Does it give you less confidence in the entire cryptocurrency structure that a total joke one could be in the top 10, Ben?
No, it more speaks to humanity than anything else.
This is a commentary.
There's a lot of stupid people here on Earth, Christian. I don't know if you've recognized that yet.
Okay, I recognize them. Yeah, but still seems a little odd that a total joke thing's now. It's in the top 10. What is the top 10 of what? What does that mean? Most popular?
Market cap. So the amount of coins times by the price of the coin gets you the total market cap of the crypto. Yeah, I mean, it also, you know what it also speaks to me? It speaks to me. It was kind of like the Wall Street bets crowd that really started pushing Dogecoin. And I don't know if we want to get into finance, but like Wall Street was so pissed because they kept buying GameStop a couple months back.
Mm-hmm.
And Wall Street was essentially shorting it. So it was just essentially people uniting to do something, and it made them feel like they had power, which they did, right? When people unite, they have power. And so I feel like this is them. They were the ones that started pushing the Dogecoin. So I feel like it's that crowd, and I feel like there's just like, hey, they can talk to the next person about it. Like there was a dad that came to my PEX last night, and he knows I'm in a crypto, and he's like, Doge. He's like, I made $1,500 today on Doge. I'm like, oh, I hate you. But then three of them started talking about it. They love some Dogecoin. So, yeah.
All right. Hey, Ben, two quick observations. One, you're kind of froggy, Ben Askren, with your voice. And two,
what happened?
Your voice is a little froggy. Two, do you have a black eye?
I don't think so. Do I?
Oh, it looks a little, your left eye looks like, no, you're
from TLC.
No.
Yeah, your TLC.
You know what? I hopped in last night. I did a little one drill. We got one big 8th grader, and they were, I just had them pushing, feeling from over-unders. I hopped in there. And then the other one, I hopped in live to a lock. We practiced getting gut locks, and just battling that first position in freestyle. Mm-hmm. And, so I got to teach them how to get a little rough and, get your hand, because you got to get your hand to the armpit if you want to get there, So then, obviously, I let them try to beat back up on me when I'm on bottom. So maybe Russell, Caleb, and Kellen in that drill, maybe they punched me in the eye a little harder than I thought.
Yeah, it looks like he might have got you a little bit. Okay. Well, hey, so on the show today, we got quite a kind of a plethora of topics. First one, we'll just kind of bring it up that we're going to talk about it at some point. The JO Bracket Watch is going to happen.
Save this.
We're hopeful. We don't have it yet, so we can't talk about it.
41 minutes, right?
Yeah, so by 9, they're supposed to be out, but, give or take probably. Hopefully by the time the show's over, they actually are out. So we're going to check those out when they come. We'll see Jordan Oliver's draw and his potential fate.
This should make you nervous.
Bray is probably the most nervous. He literally said it before the show. He's like, man, I'm really nervous about this draw.
Yeah.
He has a lot of money wagered on the draw, so I think that could be why.
Yeah, that's the main reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, it's a tough field. I mean, it seems like for sure he's gonna have tough guys in his path, but just to find out who they're gonna be, that's what I'm nervous about. Most nervous about Big Bulatov, but we'll see.
Well, we had an easy draw at Pan Am's, and it didn't work. So now we'll have a little tougher draw, and we'll make it happen.
There we go.
That logic doesn't make any sense, but it is true. Ben, I need your help with Keegan.
Yeah, I saw this, and I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah,
so
I know
I'm
you don't.
Curious.
I know, but you need to intervene. Keegan is now, or maybe he has been, but he's a skateboarder. and I'm concerned. I'm concerned.
Yo, someone just told me this. Who told me this yesterday?
I need you to intervene.
Oh.
Skateboarding is a gateway drug, Ben. And
To,
you know what?
To what? A gateway drug to what?
Rollerblading.
Pot? Oh, rollerblading is less. So actually, Christian, you want me to? I'll take you deep on that. There's this book. Let me see. Is it Becoming Superman or Chasing Superman? It's a really outstanding book. Yes, it's Becoming Superman by Stephen Kotler. I would so highly recommend you guys read this if you care about sports psychology.
Okay.
So Stephen Kotler essentially follows extreme sports athletes, and the whole book is about getting in the flow zone, right, where you're in the state of flow, and essentially the state of flow is very pleasurable because you're at the point where your skill level meets the challenge. Exactly, right?
Yes.
And if we get too high or too low, if the challenge is too hard, not engaging. If the challenge is too low, also not engaging. So you got to find this sweet spot to achieve peak performance.
The flow state.
The flow state. And so what happens in this, but this is crazy. So what happens is, well, when they get good, it gets too easy. So they just got to keep doing harder shit. And then they go harder and harder. They all end up dying. They all end up dying.
You think?
I swear.
You think he's gonna go like hang gliding, like that guy in Wedding Crashers?
No. Yeah, so one of the crazy things they do, Kyle, when the waves got too easy, they figured out how to tow into the waves with the jet ski so they can hit bigger waves, And then a few people die there. The wingsuits, right? So first dude's like, hey, let's jump off this mountain in a wingsuit. And then it's like, oh no, that's not fun. We got to get closer to the mountains, or we got to go through this thing, or right? And
the
then
person we need to be worried about with that is Johnny
Johnny
Julius.
Julius. I've been attempting to counsel him, but he is immovable in his reckless path.
So then in their follow-up book, they have a follow-up book on a similar topic, and it was like 3 more people from the initial book had died by the time they wrote the follow-up book.
Okay, I'm not feeling better about Keegan skateboarding.
I will go burn his skateboard. I'll burn his skateboard.
Okay, so I'm glad to hear you think it's a bad idea.
Is it a longboard or is it one you do tricks on?
He sounds like he's trying to do kickflips to me.
Listen, you know who else was a badass skateboarder? Brent Metcalf.
But you know what? He wasn't doing it at the University of Iowa.
Yeah, Tom Brand's burned his skateboard.
Yeah, he said.
Listen, it's
he said,
just
Mr.
fine.
Metcalf, light that half pipe on fire.
He is just preparing for the time in his life when he is just out and about, and Tony Hawk rolls up in a car and says, "Do a kickflip," like he does on YouTube, and then boom.
Tony Hawk says that?
Yeah, he has these YouTube videos where he's just driving around like skate parks, and he's like, "Hey, do a kickflip," and they do a kickflip. He like gives them swag and stuff, and like signs stuff for him. So he's just preparing for that in life, and it's gonna be sick when he does it. Let him be.
What if he hurts his shoulder? What if he starts?
I will accidentally burn his skateboard. Yeah, if we want to remember, rollerblading is safer. Darren Caldwell, which I did not know till just now, 12 years later, permanently injured his shoulder at rollerblading, for God's sakes.
Yes. Yeah.
That's true.
I'm trying to avoid it. I'm trying to help Tiger Style here. It's time to burn all skateboards.
Burn the skateboards. I will. His dad will do it too. His dad will help me also.
All right, Papa O'Toole.
Where did my skateboard go? And nobody knows.
Man, that is the weirdest thing.
He'll be like a skateboard thief every time he gets a new one burned.
Yeah, I don't mind hobbies, but skateboarding is concerning.
He's already got disc golf's a hobby. Just play disc golf. That's safe. No one gets hurt doing that.
Yeah. Okay, so we've handled that.
I didn't know that. Well, I did know that. Someone told me yesterday. I didn't think much about it until you brought it up.
I didn't either until I listened to the post-finals interview, and he was talking about it. They like skateboarding.
Hey, he does got some pretty good balance, though. I bet he's pretty good at it.
Yeah, I bet. I'm sure he's amazing at it. Metcalf, these guys are great athletes. They have great body awareness. They're probably good at it. I don't care. I don't care about his happiness.
He doesn't care. No, doesn't care.
Gosh, I'm just kidding. It's a joke. Dork, Bracky. Okay. Do you want to talk? We have new high school rankings, and we have the high school ranker, so it seems apropos to discuss them with David. We have some major shakeups in the pound-for-pound ranks, which I think we should probably talk about some.
Yeah.
Well, I looked at the weight class rankings, and it was honestly a lot less movement than what I had anticipated. I guess the UWW cadets had already filtered in, and so it was just the juniors. And to you guys' point, there's a lot of college hits in there, and so yeah, there wasn't tons and tons of movement.
Yeah, it was a weird week. Every week when I'm like updating the spreadsheet, guys that have relevant results have a yellow highlighted line. And this week there were a ton of guys that had relevant results, but there wasn't a giant amount of movement just because a lot of the guys' results were against college guys, or they in many cases kind of fell in line where they already were in the rankings. But yeah, there was some movement that was significant. Pound for pound, probably the biggest. Most notably, Jesse Mendez had been 4th. Richie Figueroa had been 5th. Those guys both moved ahead of Nick Bouzakis. Bouzakis wrestled Greco, got hurt, didn't have the chance to hit some of the guys that he would have seen in freestyle. And so now all of a sudden you've got Mendez and Figueroa who racked up a pile of really, really good wins, and they passed Bouzakis. Once the seniors come out, it'll be Mendez and Bouzakis 1 and 2 pound for pound.
I know.
I almost don't like Gallagher staying up at number 1 because you got Facundo, Mendez, and Figueroa out here in the streets at UWW juniors. And all 3 of them wrestled incredibly well. And Gallagher gets to keep his spot because he sat on the bench. I don't really love that.
I don't love it either. I know he's dealing with an injury. He wanted to compete. That doesn't matter.
Okay.
For me, he's got the last head-to-head against Facundo, and all year, just by the fact of the high school weight class he was in, he was in the streets. We talked yesterday about Fields and Munguia, guys that he hit all year long. So that's why I felt comfortable leaving him number 1.
He won. He was at who's number 1.
Yeah, he won, and I know that was a while ago, but that last head-to-head with Facundo plus, being untouched in a really tough field all year is kind of what kept Patty where he is right now.
The Facundo one, that was where was that, the Georgia duel thingy?
I can't remember which.
They
wrestled a couple times. I think they've wrestled 3 times, and I think Patty had 2 wins. Yeah, going back, but the most recent one, it was a duel. It wasn't a Georgia duel. It was like end of last year. I think like an in-season type of thing where some teams from Michigan, some teams from Ohio got together.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing with Mendez too, we were talking about it yesterday in the office when Bray was kind of bouncing this off of us, and his wins from junior nationals in November
ridiculous
look even better now from what those guys went on to do. So Chance Lamer appears to have jumped levels. He beat him. He's in the Junior World Team Trials Finals. Kyle Berwick was an NCAA qualifier this year. Eric Barnett was an All-American. And Brody Teskey was a top 5 guy all year and then lost in the blood round. So his wins just look even better now. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think there's a legitimate case for Mendez as the number 1 guy outright right now, given his track record and how many elite wins he has. And that's always been what I've thought about the most. I get Gallagher hasn't lost, and he's about to come out anyway, so it's fine, and Mendez will be the number 1. But when you are wrestling that much and you're beating that many elite guys, and then the guys he beat, he beat Dom Serrano. He beat who do you have in the finals? I'm spacing.
Carter Young.
Carter Young was really good. So
he's also a junior in high school.
Yes, that's true. Freaking crazy. One of our questions. Go ahead, Ben.
The thing, Hamidi losing twice, and considering one was to Caliendo, who was number 13 at the time, feels like he should move down. But then when I look who should he move down below, maybe Drake, and maybe Chittum. But then it's I look all the way down at Crookham, and I feel like there's no way he goes below Crookham, right?
Yeah.
When's the last time Crookham wrestled?
Crookham hasn't wrestled since probably PIAAs. Everything got pushed from his calendar for the first half of that, because of quarantine. He was going to wrestle who's number 1, head injury. He's been out since then, so he hasn't wrestled in forever, and he's fallen quite a bit as a result of that. He was quite a bit higher.
Should he come out completely?
Maybe he should.
Inactivity.
Maybe he should. He's not the only one on the pound for pound list. He probably is, but there's some other guys that that in the weight class rankings could come out. It's been a weird year to try to decide what to do with inactive guys because there's a lot of different reasons. But I don't know. I've kept Crookham in. It's weird for me to imagine a list without him on it. But maybe he should come out.
Yeah, I'd consider it.
Who did Feldman just lose to? Didn't he lose at what tournament was it? NHCA
Ultimate Duels?
No, he's
Ultimate
been killing.
Duels, that's what it was.
No, he killed everybody. Yeah.
That was
Everybody. Okay.
who
I'm maybe
lost?
thinking of Christian Carroll, maybe.
Carroll lost.
Christian
Okay.
Carroll lost.
The
Yeah.
Indiana guy.
Christian Carroll got pinned by Ben Keeter in those Ultimate
Oh, from
Duels.
Iowa.
Yep.
Cool. Okay. So I have no more complaints. Pump
More
on.
complaints for Ben.
How many AWA guys we got in right now?
In the rankings,
Yeah.
He's counting on his hands.
at least 6 off the top of my head.
Nice.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty dang
At least
good.
there's one more.
We're only ranking top 20 a weight in the whole
Yeah.
country.
Buffalo Gap only has 3.
I think we had a couple more on the fringe, like Ben Bass took 4th at UWW Cadets. Mirasola took 2nd, so I'm sure he's going to be in once the seniors come out because he's only a freshman. Our heavyweight at UWW, he got, I don't want to say he got screwed, just brother back. He had to face Hendrickson, and then in the round that he won an easy match. Then he faced Hendrickson in the round of 12, and then he faced Luis Fernandez. So he took a couple butt whoopings, unfortunately.
Sounds like it.
Yeah, thought he could have got in there. And then Gunnar, our guy Gunnarsson placed, and I thought maybe he could sneak in at 195, but I know he hasn't been in a ton of national tournaments, so he doesn't have a huge amount of those type of wins.
He's close.
Yeah.
Okay, now rank your favorite students. Who's your favorites, Ben?
Can't say that live on radio. I tell him in class, I'm like, that's my favorite over there because he listens every time. Listen, I don't lie about it. Some guys say, I don't have a favorite. And listen, I don't have an exact favorite, but it's like, listen, yeah, I like him more because he listens and he works hard. I don't have to yell at him.
Yeah.
You act like that, I'm going to like you more too. It's pretty simple.
Listening's important. Hey, tell me if I'm being a bad wrestling dad right now. I'm gonna use the show mostly for this, just so you know. So I'm watching Caleb's practice, and the one thing I don't feel bad about this at all, but not everything gets addressed in the practice. So they're drilling outside step and transitioning to turns and freestyle, and then Mike says, "Hey, all right, now head inside singles." Caleb knows what that is. He has one, and he keeps shooting his high crotch. So I don't say anything. Obviously, I'm just watching. And then practice ends, and then they're wrestling live, but no one's really watching them. So one of the kids will get a takedown, and it's freestyle, and they will literally be on top for a minute and a half at a time. But no one's like saying get up or anything.
You said practice is over, so this is just like their free time.
No, this is practice. But I don't say anything until practice. So after practice is over, I was like, "Hey, we'll talk about this real quick. Then we're go eat P. Terry's." Okay. I was like, after practice, you need to pay really close attention to what coach said. When he says drill head inside, you kept shooting high crotches, and he's like tried to say something like, "No, that's what happened." Blah blah blah. You just need to listen to what he says because you need to work on the different moves that he tells you to. And I said, in freestyle, you may not know this, but you get like 10 to 15 seconds on top, and no one's going to tell you to get up and freestyle. Your coaches may not tell you, but you got to know after about 15 seconds, get back up on your feet and start wrestling again on your feet because you're spending the whole time on top in parterre, and that's not really how freestyle works. He's like, oh, okay, I didn't know that. Was I a bad dad to do that after the practice?
I mean, obviously, you got judges react. You got to see the kid's reaction to make a, for sure answer. But sometimes Ned doesn't seem too bad.
Okay.
I think you're likely all right, unless he was like eye rolling you. Then just leave the damn kid alone.
No, he wasn't.
He's not old enough yet. He's not old enough for you. Like I had one kid yesterday, and once they get like 13, 14, they just don't want to hear from the dad anymore. And it's like, I'm sure Ozzy's going to do that with me. I'm sure it's going to happen. And it's like, so then you have to realize at that point, your breath, anytime or effort you're spending telling them something is just counterproductive because it's making them frustrated and making them not enjoy it. And so and then it's creating a rift in your relationship. So why even bother at that point?
Yeah.
And that was like, I got so lucky that because it's actually kind of opposite of my dad's personality. He's a pain in the ass. Still, like, we're working on a project, he'll like yell at me and stuff. And I'm like, dude, come on. Like, I'm 36. Why are you yelling at me?
Yeah.
But somehow, some way at age 11, he said, Ben, this is your thing. Go do it. He didn't tell me shit. Just go.
Really? Well, so
Yes.
I prefaced everything like, you're doing great. You had awesome practice. Good job. Yeah. You're not in trouble at all. But these are things I'm going to tell you. So I kind of prefaced it like that.
Every once in a while, like every 1 year in a while at college, he'd be like, you need to get a little more collar tie. And I'd be like, Dad,
what?
Do you have a high school level understanding of wrestling? Like, I can't even speak the same language as you, so I don't know what you're trying to do right now, but you should probably stop.
I don't know. Hear him out. You work from the collar.
Good old Chucker. Chucker's a legend.
All right. Okay, cool. Next topic. Moving off of parenting. Hey, Bracky did the Oklahoma State lineup look. I don't know if we wanted to talk about that at all.
This is fun.
This is very fun. Bracky, talk about your beloved Cowboys.
I love lineup look.
Bracky loves the Cowboys.
Let me pull it up here. I enjoyed going there. It was fun when we had their duels. I was the guy that did the majority of the calls, and I always enjoyed Stillwater and had fun going up to those duels. It could be a really good team again. They kind of caught. It feels like they caught lightning in a bottle there at NCAA's.
Yeah,
just kind of had this amazing tournament, especially 2 weeks removed from Big 12s, where they literally tied Oklahoma.
Not good.
Right, which was not good. I think Oklahoma only had one All-American at NCAA's, and it was a 26 seed. So it's going to be a lot of familiar faces. I think so. At 25, I think you run back Mastro. 33, you run back Fix, and this is where it gets really interesting. So for 41, I listed Dusty Hone / potential transfer, because I really don't think they want to roll out Dusty Hone.
Probably not.
I don't think they do.
Especially because they are really involved in the Real Woods sweepstakes.
Okay.
And obviously he is significantly better than Dusty Hone. In fact, I think they've wrestled and it was a major, which you would expect. So I really think they're putting all their eggs in that basket. Now, Dusty Hone has wins over All-Americans Tariq Wilson, Kyle Shoup, and Clay Carlson. So he's not bad. But he wasn't fantastic when he was in the lineup this season or wrestling extra matches. So obviously, if you get Real Woods, that first three is really freaking good. Mastro was 2-2 at NCAA's. He beat Ragusan at NCAA's, and you feel like he'll just get better and better. He was a true freshman last year. 49 is another big question mark, in my opinion. I don't think they have a ton of confidence in Kane G. Feller. I don't have a ton of confidence in Kane G. Feller. It's kind of crazy. His first 2 years, his redshirt year and first year, he's 50-10. Since then, he's 10-4 since then. Just can't
barely wrestled.
Right, can't stay in the lineup. Whether it's injuries, whatever, can't get in the lineup, whatever it is. He's hardly wrestling. He wrestled 57, 49, and then came down to 41 last year, so he's all over the place. I wouldn't be surprised if this is one of the true freshmen. And I went specifically with Victor Voinovich, who wrestled 52 most of the season. Oklahoma State's had a ton of success with true freshmen going right away.
I think Voinovich has a good style to go and wrestle right away because
he's a great mat wrestler.
He's super competent on the mat. Yeah, exactly right. I mean, that's one of the biggest, gaps for some of these true freshmen. I think he's physically, he doesn't look like terribly immature. He seems like he can hand fight, and he's physically strong, good positionally. So I feel like he's not a finished product by any means, but he's going to be able to come in and wrestle well at 149, in my opinion.
I agree, and I think he's a top 20 guy probably, and a guy that qualifies for NCAAs, and who knows what happens once he gets there.
Yeah.
Wyatt Sheets, I went again with at 57. I know he's going to have surgery in this offseason. And there seemed to be some talk on their message board about whether he would come back. He is just a senior this year. Like, this wouldn't be the extra year of eligibility. This would just be his senior year. But a lot of people kind of questioned maybe whether he was possibly thinking about just not using it and just moving on. But that was just all speculation on that board.
Man, it would kind of be an awesome way to go out. Just
Right.
like the 33, come in, you placed.
I think it was a knee injury. I think it was an ACL. I don't think there's any secret there. He was wearing the big old brace.
Dang.
So I don't, is he 100% when he comes back? Because I mean, coming into the season, we're like, this guy,
Yes.
he's a top 10 guy. He beats Caleb Young, and then he's just clearly not the same guy. He looks hobbled out there. He doesn't even qualify. Doesn't get a wild card, and then the bracket breaks right, where he didn't even have to wrestle a round of 12 match.
Bergie.
Right, because Bergie got hurt. So the bracket just kind of broke the right way. He picked up some nice wins there. And but again, could this be a spot where if Sheets isn't 100% or he doesn't want to do it again, that a freshman steps in here, whether it's Little Mastro, Travis, or possibly Teague Travis, which I know his results weren't great this weekend, but they really don't have a ton of other options.
Man, they got to get Wyatt back, in my opinion.
Yeah, what about the younger Mastro? Because didn't he weigh in at who's number one at like 151 or something?
He's really small.
Yeah, holding a bucket of chicken too.
Literally holding a bucket of chicken.
Yeah, John Smith could get that man down to 141, no problem.
No.
41.
Come on.
Guys, 51 with a bucket of chicken? That's 141 pounds overnight. Are you kidding me?
I don't. Was it 51 really, or was it? I know it was under 160, but I don't know if
No,
it
it
was
was
51.
really light. Someone find the way.
I'll try to find
the chicken.
I'll try to find the post.
What we got to know? Was it Bojangles? Was it Popeyes?
It was KFC.
KFC?
Yeah,
Travis.
but KFC has it's an iconic bucket. It's not the chicken that's
That's
good.
true.
It's the bucket, the visual.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
He's right about
funny.
that.
Good point. Man, I want a bucket of Popeyes right now. Man, maybe that's what I'll do for lunch. All right, never mind.
Happy Cinco de Mayo.
Happy Cinco de Mayo. Have some Popeyes.
Hey, I said you guys. I'm gonna get some tacos today. You guys are spoiled. You probably got them out in the lobby waiting for you.
Hey, we might have to.
Tacos.
I'm gonna
You know
make
what?
my tacos.
Bray, we may have to send you out.
I'm on this. I already told JD.
JD's on it?
He's on
Does he
it.
know our brands?
I told him. He tried to say he was going to give me corn. I said I would do a homicide on him.
I'll do a home invasion on you.
Yeah. I took that line from Ben. That's what Ben told Jake Paul. If he saw him in a dark alley.
I took it from Mark Schultz.
Oh, okay. I just
Do a
love that you said
homicide?
I will do a homicide on you.
I'd create a conspiracy to commit mayhem against you.
I wish we could talk about that.
Oh,
165, Travis Whitlake. He had the weird loss to Luke Weber, but outside of that, he's 50-5 in his 2 years in the starting lineup. He's really freaking good.
Yeah.
Good.
And think about this. If Griffith and Mekhi Lewis move up, this could be a guy that's potentially in the finals.
Losing
Right.
to Keegan O'Toole.
Yeah, and then Wenzel's coming back.
Well,
Rick's
yeah, I
coming
mean,
back.
depends on what
Yeah.
side. That's why I said potential. You get the right
Sure.
side of the bracket. You maybe
Karchla.
get an easier semifinal matchup than somebody else has. Maybe Keegan and Wenzel are on the same side again. Who knows? 74-84 is another most interesting part of their lineup because they went after a transfer at 74, Andrew McNally. They didn't get him, which makes me think they would like to redshirt Dustin Plott.
Well, but what about conspiracy theorists here? What about Whitlake wrestling 79? And if Plott redshirts, Whitlake moves up, something to that effect. You said
I
they
guess
didn't know
then who do you go with at
options?
65? I felt like that was just Whitlake not wanting to cut a lot of weight
Hmm.
in the offseason.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think 65 is a really good weight for him.
For Whitlake?
Yeah.
74 is gonna be nails next year.
Right. And it also could
gosh.
be a lot weaker weight. So Montalvo did wrestle 2 matches down at 74, and it sounds like Gear's coming back. So if he wanted to get in
Gear just loves it.
And so if he wanted to get in the lineup and he wanted to redshirt Plot, you could have Montalvo go down to 74. But let me look at it was the 2 matches at 74 last year, and I think he went to overtime with like Julian Broderson. So I don't know what kind of Montalvo you're getting. Yeah. No, he lost to Broderson in tiebreakers. Yikes. But at like 84, listen to the wins Montalvo has at 84. Nino Bonacorsi, Chris Weiler, Nelson Brands, Tate Samuelson, Alan Clothier, Marcus Coleman. That's guys he's beaten at 84. The year he qualified for NCAA's year got canceled because
84.
COVID. Because Gear was up at 97. Yeah. That should be a period there.
Wow, yeah, I mean, he's good at that weight class.
Yeah. So you got some options there you can play around with and can redshirt Plot if you want, but I don't know. Do you think like an off season can help Plot's shoulder? Or like,
I don't know. I mean, if it's one of those things you have to have surgery for, you got to have surgery for. I remember I had a few friends who had labrum issues and they thought they could give it time, and it just no, you can't. You got to get it fixed.
That stinks.
because that was clearly an issue later in the season with him.
I thought it was his elbow. It was his shoulder.
Shoulder.
I'm pretty sure it was his shoulder.
It
Yeah.
would like come out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You're right.
He would just put it back in.
He had the elbow. Didn't he have the elbow
Punch him in the
injury
side.
last year?
Maybe
I don't know.
he didn't wrestle his senior year of high school, so maybe that's what that
I
was.
think that was an elbow injury.
Man, I just remember, this is totally out of nowhere, but think about elbow injuries. I have huge regrets because one of my only goals from going to Cadet World Team Trials was for Ben to show me how on earth someone doing a Merkle can hurt themselves so
It's so easy.
heinously.
Hurt not themselves, hurt the other person.
Okay, so the person in
doing the Merkle hurts the other person.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
that makes more sense.
Oh, yeah, they hurt the other person.
I need to rewind back the tape because I remember I thought you said the person doing the Merkle was hurting, but it's the person
No.
the Merkled. Okay, got it. All right, back on topic. Dustin Plotz, not
How long
injured
till
elbow.
Ferrari goes bulk jobbing heavyweight?
They're gonna have a hard time keeping him at 97 because I think all he wants to do is
Lift weights.
lift weights and get huge.
Ace
and-
girls.
Yeah, I don't think.
Ronas. It's Cinco de Mayo.
He is in a boot right now, so I imagine
Yes.
that. Yeah, he posted a picture
Turf toe.
with girls, but he was in a boot.
Wasn't there also a
called
massive
girl.
knee brace? It's like it was from boot all the
Let
way
me
up to
look.
like mid thigh.
We might have to pull this up. He might be the real.
Ladies man at 197. Jacob Warner.
Jacob Warner.
Jacob Warner and AJ Ferrari. The battle for the ladies man title at 197.
All right, hold on.
Oh yeah,
I'm
there's a
looking
big
him up.
old knee brace down into a walking boot.
Oh
on there.
boy.
Oh man, what is he doing?
So we got to get this to Tyler Stat. He's on it. Tyler's on it. So yeah, I didn't realize that. Good catch on the knee.
Jeez. What in the world? Why does he have his shirt off? There's no one else with their shirt off.
That's the whole point. Of course he doesn't have his shirt on.
That's just what
This
he
looks like a
does.
semi-formal gathering, and the man's got athletic shorts and no shirt on.
Well,
I don't think that's a semi-formal.
We got cowboy hats.
Semi-formal.
That's just what
this guy's got a
cowboys
button
wear.
up back
That's what-
here. There.
That's what cowboys wear, and that
That woman's got a nice dress in the background.
yeah.
It's probably warm from the knee brace. He had to pop the top.
Yeah. There's a guy with a backwards hat right behind him. This is not semi-formal, man.
Oh, that's not a backwards hat. That's a cowboy hat, bro.
Oh, man.
That's
No,
what they
right
wear
over
for
the
women.
girl on the left's head.
Left. I don't see it. Okay.
Oh,
Anyways.
look at the not kissing picture.
Between Ferrari's
Oh
right ear.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
probably AJ's bodyguard.
It does appear he has a bodyguard to the right of him, or the left of him, right of the picture.
He definitely has an entourage of sorts.
That's scary that he's got a knee brace and a boot on. What is the deal? Probably too much deadlifting, so he can't. Well, he might shrink because if you got those things on your leg, there's no deadlifting or squatting.
That
for
was
sure.
gonna be my point. So I think this year we see him stay at 97. You can't be doing the full range of lifting right now.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
Obviously, he's the favorite heading into next year as well. It's not like he's pulled away from the field, but also
He was a true freshman,
Right.
and he still did it.
yes.
It's Braxton versus AJ. That's gonna be it. I think that's the weight. I think that's the final.
All right. So then and then heavyweight you run back Austin Harris, which I mean 2 years ago he was an undersized heavyweight who went 5-12, and this season he was in the blood round and beat Matt Stencil, Zach Elam, Wyatt Hendrickson, and Quinn Miller throughout the season.
That's wild. I
That
was
is
so
insane.
freaking mad. I was so mad when Zach Elam lost to him. I was so mad.
It was pretty shocking.
I forgot he beat Stencil too.
Yeah, and he beat Hendrickson up pretty early in the year. Hendrickson did avenge it, I think, at Big 12s, but he majored Hendrickson earlier in
He
the year.
controlled the air again.
Yeah, he eliminated the air strikes the first time around. But then Hendrickson retook the air.
Anti-aircraft.
Yeah.
He has the anti-aircraft
Henderson's
technology.
a Kansas boy. I'm really surprised that John Smith missed on him because he would be a good spot for them.
Yeah. What were his credentials? What did he accomplish?
They're better than you realize. Like, I mean, he made a Flow National final the year, I believe the year we went to freestyle. He was in the finals. He was a couple-time Fargo AA in both styles.
Yeah, he was solid, not like tier 1 blue chip, but he was solid.
Yep.
Okay.
And that's what I think about the Cowboys. That's the Cowboy report.
So Daniel Cormier started texting me. He said that they're going to be 3rd place next year.
When? Just now?
Yeah.
If they get Real Woods, I think they can make another run at a trophy.
Oh, yeah, someone's got to do push-ups because I guess I say listen a lot. My wife usually is the one that informs me of things that I repeat too much. But so everyone's got to do push-ups now, right? You saw that, Brecky, on Twitter yesterday?
Well, that's someone's request. I don't believe we're contractually obligated to do push-ups.
No. Not
anyone
us, the listeners. The listeners have to do it.
Ooh, that's good.
I like that. Yeah, I don't want to do push-ups.
Becky.
So Daniel Cormier thinks 3rd place, but everyone forgets they did have a great NCAA tournament. So when you look at their lineup, you're like, oh, he was All-American, he was round 12, All-American. But then we look back at their Big 12 tournament, which that was not very good. And so I think the likelihood of them repeating their NCAA tournament where they had a breakout performance essentially from what their normal was, that's going to be hard to do. I mean, you're going to get really big points probably from Whitlake, Fix, and Ferrari, but there's not a lot of other guaranteed big points. And I also think everyone is overrating their own team's ability, because anytime in history that you could say our whole lineup comes back, that was freaking good. But now every single team says that, you know? And so it's like, okay, Arizona State's bringing back 7 All-Americans, and Cornell's lineup is really good, and Michigan's bringing back a bunch of All-Americans, and Penn State and Iowa. And, you know, it's like everyone, I don't want to say everyone's going to have a super team, but everyone's going to have a really a good team. They feel like they have a good team because everyone comes back, but that's just everyone has the same scenario.
Well, I don't want us to fall into the trap that we fell into last year. Especially you maybe shoved us into this trap with Oklahoma State. You had them like 2.5, 3 All-Americans, the whole thing. You were a big poo-pooer of Oklahoma State and Cowboy Nation.
Listen, they did not have a good year last year, Christian. It's that simple.
It's true. It's true.
Hey, because if you looked at them after the Big 12s, and we asked that same question, which I don't think I did, you would not have picked 6.
That is a fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah, they had 6. 5 are coming back. Boo's the only one that's not. It would have been his 7th year, and he's had a lot of injuries, so don't blame him one bit. But if you take Boo out, then you put in Real Woods at 41. Do you feel pretty good about that?
That feels top 3 to me. Potentially, I think. Who are the other big contenders in there? We'll see what Michigan
Cornell,
gets.
Michigan, Penn State, Iowa.
But yes,
Missouri's got a squad coming back.
Missouri for sure.
Yeah.
NC State,
Arizona State.
NC State. Arizona State's got 7 All-Americans. This is what I'm saying. It's like
NCAA's will be tougher next year, 100%.
Yes, 100%. It's going to be about as tough as it gets next year because everybody comes back.
Yes, no doubt. Shout out Daniel Cormier. Big fan. Okay, next up. Where do you want? Let's talk about seniors. We have managed to not do that at this point, but now we will talk about senior nationals. How much did you watch, Ben?
Not much at all. It was boring. Every time I looked over there, I'm like, not interested. The juniors are so much better. I enjoyed them. I watched a couple senior level matches, but probably less than 10. I watched the Mark Hall Trent final. I watched a handful of matches, but not very many.
So let's hit on the high notes and the things I think you'd be interested in. One, Jaden Ironman, Dom Demas. Ironman comes out, wins the tournament, beats Demas, who they've had definite battles in the past. Thoughts on Jaden, how he looked against Demas?
Yeah, he looked good all tournament because Demas had a nice win in the semis. And it's so funny because 65 we're so deep. I mean, Jaden Ironman didn't qualify for the Olympic team trials, right? And yet we haven't got a world medal there since 2006. So for me, it's such a conundrum because I feel like we're so good and we have so many great options. And then at the same time, we can't get any production there. So it's like a really weird feeling for me about that weight class.
Yeah, I agree. Demas, as you mentioned, pulled the upset over Pat Lugo in the semi. I did not expect that result. Just Lugo's looked really good, but
Yeah.
Demas gets it done. Terry Brands was furious at the end of this match. He apparently asked for a yellow card until he got one at the end of this match. So that was a little side note. If you watch the match, you see Terry come on at the very end. I don't think he appreciated how the match was officiated, but his guy won. Jade
Does
Ironman.
he ever appreciate the way the match is officiated?
I'm sure. Yeah, probably some. You just don't hear about those times. Nobody talks about those times. Nobody talks about the times he doesn't yell at the officials. Okay, so good job by him. James Green is just, I mean, we've been saying it forever, but at 74, he's not the same. At 65, he's not the same. At 70, he is James Green. He's money.
He's James Green. Yeah, he's good.
Speaking of, oh shoot, I should have copied it over from the last show, but we have a trailer for a James Green Flow film that's going to be coming out shortly. I wanted to play it. He's got it.
I'll give you. Oh, you already got it. Okay, I was gonna give you 30 seconds to pull it up and talk about something else, but go.
That's okay. It looks like Tyler's got her ready to go, so we'll just watch it and then follow up afterwards.
James Green attacks immediately.
This sport is going to take him around the world. You just knew it.
Single leg. Oh my goodness.
He had the tools to achieve great things.
James Green, one of the best transitional wrestlers from takedown to lace. James Green! Wow.
That's 10.
Our motto was take down to win, and he was very good at taking people down.
When he's pulling the trigger, James Green is as good as anyone in the world.
If he went through what he went through at such a young age, I think it has a lot to do with what he's doing today.
When's the last time you were here?
I'd say actually probably the night that we got the call.
It was a tragedy that a lot of people have to live with. Nobody had time to prepare for it. What happened that day?
You could just feel that they were hurting.
He's always been a more reserved person.
He would have had every reason in the world to pick other paths than the path that he chose.
I was like clueless of what to do.
You kind of had to make sure James just continued to stay involved.
Wow, this guy who sells tents got him a lot of exposure.
A lot of times I was practicing at different places, South Plainfield, North Hunterdon, wherever I can get in, wherever Bob could get me in.
It's been a long time since he did this. I just wanted him to be around positive people and learn what he could learn.
I knew we always had a shot to win.
I wanted to show people that I could beat these guys.
Everybody was saying, who is this James Green? Who is James Green?
Very cool. Excited for that. If you don't know, James had to endure a lot as a kid and went through a pretty horrific tragedy. So check it out. James is an awesome guy and definitely an inspiration, and it's cool to tell his story for sure.
When's that coming out?
Soon.
Well, now you got me wanting to watch it. I'm like, I want to go flip this thing on.
Yeah, it's not out yet. It's not done yet, but it will be soon, and
right.
we will make sure it is fully known. All right.
Yeah. Man, he is so good at 70, and I've brought this topic up. Weight classes matter. Weight classes matter, and he's not the same guy at 65. He can't do it really. 74, he's just a little too small. And listen, that's a big gap. That's 20-ish pounds. It's a big gap, and so that's why I always go back to, when we actually had 10 weight classes in the Olympics in 88, 92, 96, there was spots for people that were the right size, and now sometimes I feel like at the international level, we kind of degrade some people or think, oh, that guy's not as good. And the simple fact is there's just not a good weight class for them. So, let's say like a Logan Stieber, he's not a 25 or a 43. He's like a 34, 35. That's what weight he should be at. There's a lot of guys that are kind of stuck in the middle somewhere.
Yes, without question. So good to see James back up at his regular weight class. Who in America could challenge him? Because I would have said maybe, obviously, Deacon is a guy who has beaten him. I would have said someone like Nolf. I feel like those guys have left the weight. Hayden Hidley's going up to 174. He's going to be a 74 kilogram at the lightest he would ever go. Who do we see in the future that could challenge James?
I think Pantelio is going to be really good and have a lot of success at that weight class. But who else? Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
because David Carr, I don't see as a 70 kilogram guy, and I don't see him beating him either. But he would be a guy be like
weight class for a long time.
Yeah.
Since I'm trying to find the previous, I get it right, but yeah. So since 2015, he's only lost to 2 guys in America at 70 kilos, and one of them was Deacon. He avenged it in the best 2 out of 3. And then I think in 2015, the first year he made it, he lost to like Chamberlain at the U.S. Open. Or maybe, no, it was LaValle. It was LaValle at the U.S. Open. And
gosh, I have no recollection of that.
And then he avenged that one too. So since 2015, those are the only losses to Americans at 70.
Yeah.
So unless Kevin LaValle comes back, he's in good shape.
Or is it Joey LaValle? Which one?
It was Kevin.
Okay, Kevin. Got it.
Yes. So, man, that's sort of insane. What a record he's had. And yeah, I don't see, like, you look at 157 ranks, who's there? 149.
I can't imagine Sasso or O'Connor beating him.
What if Zane Rutherford said, I'd like to be 70 for a couple of years?
That'll be fun.
I'm a big person. I don't want to cut down to 65. That is hard for me. I don't know if he would
see that.
He just lost to Nick Lee. I think he's big for the weight. I think those are the kind of guys that could challenge him. But I don't see Yanni ever going up.
No, I mean that's a good one. Or Jordan Oliver potentially. I think James Green's the favorite against both Zane and Jordan Oliver at 70. Not at 65, but at 70, I think he's the favorite.
Well, he literally beat Jordan for the what spot was the non-Olympic
in
2016.
Yeah.
So he has beaten him, and Zane, I think so. I think I'd favor James, but
yeah,
it would make me think. It would make me think a lot if it happened. But man, it just feels like lock him in for 21, 22, and 23, and then he'll be in the same boat in 24, unfortunately. But man, if you're making world teams, you're making world teams, and
I agree. Totally.
It's a big dang deal. So,
we got brackets out 9:00.
I'm wearing out the refresh function on UWW's page, but no brackets yet.
Oh, wait. Hold on. Are you sure?
Wait.
The thing looks different to me.
They added the section where the brackets will go, but the brackets are not out
yet.
No
bracket.
There are less competitors too, right, Bray?
Yeah, down to 29.
We thought they were going to be 35. They were down to 29 people.
29 people in the.
What's hey? So this TS1, TS2, and their draw. I think they're starting to come out. Look at the.
I'm looking.
It's good radio.
Entry list.
Great radio.
I'm trying to figure it out. There's so many different places.
I see they have an N number and then TS1.
Yeah.
Well, there's no separation.
It could be their TSA.
Colin Real Budo, Italy, baby. Let's go.
Oh, my gosh.
He better not
Don't you? This. Oh, my God. Seabass, Puerto Rico, stand up. Dave Habit, Slovenia. Let's go.
Oh, my gosh.
None of them better ruin this.
Yeah, they better not blow it. We need to get them to transfer to America if they qualify. Be like, Habit, you're in. Thank you.
Yep. We're taking your spot.
But you could go, but we just need
What is Dominica? Jacob Camacho's brother's wrestling for Dominica. What is Dominica?
Dominican Republic?
Maybe.
Is it Jacob Camacho's brother, or is it just someone with the last name Camacho?
Oh, it's Jacob Camacho's brother.
Kozak said
it's not. Are you playing?
Kozak said TS1 and TS2 are the precedes by separation points.
Oh, so they have those?
I thought there were no separation points.
Well,
think again.
Think again.
They tricked us.
I didn't know that either.
I didn't know the Turkish guy. Kilis. I didn't can't say his name.
Kilisanian?
He's good.
But Buglatov.
So far, we don't know.
Kozak ranked like the 10 kind of biggest threats to JO, and he's got Kilisanian as the 8th guy.
How about Gadziev? He's got to be high.
Yeah, he's the second. Kozak's got him second. Gadziev's super tough.
Yep.
Oh boy. All right. Well, we'll keep looking and hoping for the best. Hey, David, do you know when we can start wrestling or watching Jordan wrestle? Like when his session would start?
It's gonna be during the show tomorrow, isn't it?
Some of it will. Here, let me pull up the schedule to make sure we get it.
Yeah.
Right. So tomorrow, qualification rounds start 4 a.m. Eastern time.
Oh my gosh.
Love it.
11 o'clock is the semifinal. So 11 o'clock a.m. is like the match to go.
Oh my gosh.
Are we done
well, hopefully we're in that.
Hopefully we're in that. If we are in that, it could definitely maybe take a peek at some of JO's matches from earlier, maybe.
Yes.
Oh.
By this time tomorrow, something crazy will have happened. Almost assuredly. Oh boy, Bracky's getting nervous.
I am.
He's sweating through his WV shirt.
Dry fit, dude.
And we lost
heck?
Ben. I literally look up and Ben is gone.
He's nervous, dude.
Who does this? I mean, what
the heck?
What kind of, at least, when I go up or when Ollie has to pee, at least they say something. This guy just gets up and just pieces out. I just looked up and you had vanished.
I'm back.
Like the rapture had happened. I've been left behind. Oh my god.
Oh, hey, listen, I have a special cup today. I meant to tell you guys. We didn't talk about this last. I gotta get in the mail. Lucas Smith, my good buddy since like 13 or 14 years old. It's been a very long time. He just got elevated. He was interim head coach. He is now the real head coach at Cal State Bakersfield. So big congratulations to him. He's such a great dude. I mean, I've known this guy like I said forever. Wrestled together in Wisconsin. And to see him get a full-time head coaching job, it's pretty tremendous.
That's awesome. Well, if you really like him, you'll send all your best wrestlers to his school.
I actually started looking up what it costs to go to school there and stuff like that, so I could potentially send in some guys. Unfortunately, Bakersfield is not a really sought after location because it's in the middle of the Central Valley, and it's not like Cal Poly. Like you're in a nice place.
You're really not doing a good job of selling the program here.
It's prominently featured in the TV show Baskets, so that's what I would.
Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's my biggest trade show. You got to be honest about stuff. Right, you can't tell kids, "Oh, it's beautiful here," and they come there and they're like, "Wait, hold on a second here." You gotta tell them what they're gonna get, but you're gonna get a good coach. I mean, this guy is he's a really just a great person. Like, so yes, if I had my own sons or daughters and they wanted to wrestle in college and he wanted to recruit them, I would feel very comfortable sending them there.
I heard there's
you also get to be a road runner. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
no other school can say that.
Cool logo.
Meet.
Yes, that's a very cool logo.
I heard there's a school, I won't say which school, but a big school power program where they when they're bringing in big recruits, they fly them in at night, and it's in a small college town that's not, super cosmopolitan. Okay. They fly them in, they drive them into the town, so they kind of, the sun comes up and they're in the city, they're on the university, they're doing the thing, they do their whole trip, and then they don't fly out till the nighttime, and then
so when it's Stillwater.
And then they drive to the airport, and then they fly back. I said I wouldn't say.
That's got to be Stillwater because that place is a dump, and somehow they convince everyone to come there.
Stillwater is not a dump.
Stop.
I don't think it's a dump.
It's not great.
Listen, you could get some nice acreage for not that much money, I bet.
I like it.
I like it too, but I'm not going to sit up here and say it's Austin either.
Thank you.
Well, come on. What's
Not
Austin? I mean,
Austin.
what's Austin?
Okay,
Why are we
it's
comparing
not a
anything?
lot of college towns. I'll say that.
Although Austin did just have that referendum, I saw it vote. I followed Tim Kennedy, and you're talking about you guys were voting to allow the tent encampments all over your city or not. And I don't think it passed, so they got to clean that up.
Yes.
Yeah, I think May 12th is when they start cleaning that crap up.
May the 12th be with you.
That's gonna be crazy. You guys are gonna have some riots or something. It's gonna
No,
be
we're
wild.
not. People, no.
It passed pretty
riots. Christian
pretty
says no
overwhelmingly.
Yeah. No. Don't get me started.
It's been. I mean, it's gotten crazier and crazier every time I come down there. Every 6 months, it's different. It's crazy.
Listen, yeah, there's there's poop raining from the sky, human excrement everywhere. It cannot be. This doesn't work. No, thank you.
Doesn't
Clean
work. It's not.
Clean it up.
Not a good policy.
We have a beautiful city.
Send them
Be
to
nice.
LA.
Anyways, avoiding politics.
We got an update, Bray.
Dude, I'm sweating.
All right.
No
Sweating back
brackets
here.
still. What the heck? We need to start. We need to start taking questions, and then if
We
the
got
brackets come out, then we. Okay, let's do the questions.
We got cues.
I just refreshed
We got
the
so
entry
many.
list and it says, "Whoops, looks like something went wrong. Internal server error." I think that means they're probably doing something to
Yeah, they're
it.
probably doing something. This is good.
Things are happening.
All
Things
righty.
are happening.
Any idea on when and where men's U23s will happen? We heard first Ohio, then Texas, now Nebraska around Memorial Day. Can you update location changes to UWW events because of the COVID? Thanks. Well,
That's the question.
yeah, I think Memorial Day is probably the time you should probably have circled for U23s. I think we'll have an USA, not we. I think USA will have an announcement this week. I think I read.
Nice.
But nothing official as of yet. So hopefully, hopefully.
Sorry,
soon.
go ahead.
I'd like to go.
Yeah,
You'd like to go.
It's been frustrating with USA Wrestling, and I know how challenging it is. So I'm not trying to, but the updates have been coming so late. Like for example, for the cadet and 14U duels, which I'm planning on going to. If you go to the page, there's like no schedule, no updates, and we're talking. We're I don't know 5 weeks away now. Like we're not very far away. We should be planning for these things, and we don't have any information.
Are you going to junior cadet duels?
So no, cadet and 14Us to the schoolboy division. They're both in Indianapolis, but they're like on separate sides of Indianapolis.
Whoa.
And so ideally it would be like, say a Tuesday and then a Wednesday morning, then a Wednesday night and a Thursday where they don't totally overlap, is what I'm hoping for. So I can attend both of them. But again, the schedule's not up, so I can't tell you that I can attend both. But my goal is to attend both those age divisions in Indianapolis.
Okay.
I had a summer where I went to
He brings us up all the time.
all three age level duels.
Really?
Yeah, and went straight from schoolboy to cadets. I was on the road for like 8 or 9 days in a row.
All the while, what was going
And
on?
I missed World Team Trials because of it.
Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, one of the tremendous things for me is that Wisconsin Dells does not give an F about Corona, and they've had like
They don't.
and they don't. Breggy, it's like, but it's been like that since December, bro. It's wild. It is wild up there. You go there and it's like a different world. And so they've had all the events there, so I haven't had to like travel for much, right? It's just go to the Dells for the day or what day and a half or whatever it is. So I haven't had to travel too much now. And the Kids Nationals in the Dells. And so I'm going to try to get out, obviously, to the schoolboy and cadet duels and then obviously Fargo.
Well, I love to dominate in the Dells. I hope they have more stuff there because I want to go to it because the Dells were pretty freaking sweet.
They had so much stuff there in the last year. It's been crazy.
Good for the Dells. Yeah, it's funny because like every restaurant and store had like a mandated mask, but just no one was wearing them. They just were putting the signs up.
Nobody. It's wild.
Yeah.
Nobody even like a lot of times you'd see people with masks like just have them down or they have the neck gaiters pulled down, but they like have them in case they need to. But they no mask in sight.
No. There's out. Great Britain has a pretty interesting entry here. George Anthony Ram for Great Britain. So we'll see how he does at 65.
Great Britain is wrestling?
According to my documents here, yes.
The entry list did move from 29 all the way down to 28. One less person. They're dropping like flies.
Good. Get out of here.
Jordan Oliver's still on the list, so that's
Nestor Barrios Tafur, 74 kg. Maybe we get him in. Mitchell Feinsilver.
Mm-hmm.
We got all kinds of American wrestlers. I love it. I hope Americans wrestle for so many countries. I love it. I hope it continues. Malik Amin from San Marino. That's 3 at 74. Yes, I know you hate it, Christian. I love it. I love opportunity for our guys.
They have opportunity.
More opportunity. Like four or five spots at the Worlds.
Sigh. I won't get into it now. All right. Entry list is down to 29 names according to the Wrestling Nomad.
Oh my gosh.
It's 28 now.
28 now.
The guy that I wrestled first round in the Olympics in 2008 is still wrestling. He's got to qualify at 86 kg.
No.
How crazy is that? That's
what
wild.
was his name? He's a Hungarian, right?
Istan Vereb.
Man. He's still trying to shake that cradle.
He did good. He got a world medal at some point. We got Dominic Abinader from Lebanon. Ethan Ramos from Puerto Rico. You love it, Christian.
You know what? For whatever reason, I don't mind it when it's the guys that I think would never threaten for teams, but when it's like, the Mičićes or maybe a Seabass, I don't know, but Mičić literally
at 25 would have been a threat. Or not 25, yeah, 125.
57.
57, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no question. Yeah, and then when the guy like Gomez, who is, almost beat Jordan Burroughs, that's sort of alarming.
Wait, I'm confused. I thought I might have thought this was Evan Ramos and Ethan Ramos. They got to be brothers, correct?
I think they are brothers.
I got them mixed up the last tournament they entered too, man.
Really? Did Evan? Which one wrestled in North Carolina?
Ethan.
Where did Evan wrestle? Nobody knows.
Know, to be honest. Hang on, I'm looking. Shippensburg.
Go Shippensburg. South Central PA.
But he's coaching at Buffalo now.
Got it.
Okay.
We're just stalling at this point.
Yeah, we need more questions.
Oh yeah, we've got more.
We can go to questions from fans.
We've got more. We already
These damn brackets. You're already 17 minutes late, UWW.
Who is the top returning high schooler other than Mendez that had the best tournament? And he's referring to UWW juniors. So I was looking at this. I think Bray will probably be the best source on this, but I thought Carroll and Caleb Henson stuck out to me. But who do you think?
Caleb Henson, great pick.
Yeah, Caleb Henson. Christian Carroll's bracket was not as tough as Henson's.
It wasn't great.
But I mean, Christian Carroll looked solid. He made the finals. He should have made the finals. So that's a good, solid performance the way you expect. But Henson really, really looked great.
The other one, Matt Singleton, who I think he's from the same school as Henson. He obviously won Greco, and then he placed relatively high in freestyle, so he had a really good tournament also.
Yeah, he was 7th. He lost to Trey Munoz twice, so just lost to one guy. Yeah, he looked good. I kind of thought he might do a little better. I think I might have picked him to make the finals or something, but
really?
Yeah, you did. I remember we were.
But I don't know. I think a lot of him. He's really good.
Okay. Good. You guys would know a little better than me. What makes
Anthony Ferrari decent? He had a decent tournament.
Yeah, he did good. That's a good point.
He forfeited on the backside, but he beat who did he beat that was really good on the front side?
He beat
someone, and then he was beating Ed Scott,
yeah.
but then he got gutted a bunch at the end. I don't recall who he beat. Sorry.
I'll try and track it down.
What makes Kyle Brackey more angry? Watching the Packers mishandle the Rodgers situation or watching Joey Gunther wrestle?
Oh, the Packers. 100%.
Yeah, I knew that would be the answer.
The Packers 100%. If I could ensure that Aaron Rodgers would finish his career as a Green Bay Packer, I would go back and I would watch every single Joey Gunther college match. Every single one.
Every single one. You know what? I'm gonna make you commentate them too.
It's fine.
You'll do it.
Fine.
That's a good one.
I'll be a smart ass the whole time.
Okay, so that's how serious he is about this situation.
That's funny.
All right. Question from an actual cannibal. I loved hearing about how much you all rules guys hate dumb rules. What are the dumbest rules that have ever existed in any style? For me, it's the no leg stuff in Greco.
That's a good statement. Hey, you know what it is for real though? Was that almost takedown point? The almost takedown point made me insane because it was such an arbitrary bullcrap thing. Like, give me an effing break. Either it's a takedown or it's not a takedown. Almost takedown, get out of here with that.
Yeah. You know what else is a weird one for me?
What?
I don't know if I hate it or like it or what. I think I hate it. The correct throw.
Oh, hate it.
Correct throw. If it was correct, then it would have worked. What's correct about it? It's like, why not a correct leg attack? Well, it was good penetration step. You just couldn't take them down.
Yes,
I mean, it's basically similar logic there with the correct throw.
Did you guys hate the almost takedown also?
Oh my gosh, it was preposterous. It was like, what?
Yeah.
And I remember them trying to explain it, like when you would get the almost takedown. It was
so dumb.
Yeah,
I mean, can I throw out like the entire scoring system in the 2005 to 2010 era with the 3 periods and the ball grab to determine? I mean, that was
like 2012, right?
No, I thought they got rid of it before 2012, didn't they?
No, they're definitely. Jordan Burroughs won a ball draw Olympics.
I thought that was the first Worlds, but then I thought it was not. Okay, so 2012, that was dumb, so dumb.
I think 13 even was like that as well. And then,
well, I hated that.
Yes, I hated it too. That whole thing was bad.
The upper body clinch in freestyle, that was stupid.
Mm-hmm. I hated that takedowns were worth as much as step outs.
That was dumb. So pretty much we're saying we hate freestyle. Yeah,
well, we don't.
I don't.
We
disagree.
love freestyle.
We hate the old freestyle rules.
The old freestyle. We like basically everything about new freestyle. What's the worst folk style rules that we've encountered?
I mean, they've changed so much less than.
Well, we know the rule that we hate the most on the edge. We don't have to get into that again.
Oh yeah,
hands to the face.
Hands to the face is all time. That was legendary status.
But that was funny because that was freestyle and folk style like the same time period. Now they never call it ever.
Yeah, because Zayn in that freestyle match, was it against Jordan?
Jordan, which was actually decided on a correct throw.
A correct throw and a hands to the face, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which that was a weird correct throw because
it was off a Zayn shot.
Zayn shot, and then Jordan did a weird little kind of attempt at a throw or exposure, but yeah, he got 2 on the correct throw.
I did not like that call at all.
That was calamitous. So, yeah, I'm trying to think of other rules I hate. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to stop hands to the face from reaching the top of this podium, because that was just so embarrassing. And then the best was when coaches were throwing challenge bricks for hands to the face calls, and they were looking for did he go below the eyebrow.
Let's give him an eye poke. Show me an illegal one, Christian.
My favorite was a couple guys who would like move their face into the into the hands.
We did have some of that. That was nice.
Oh yeah,
I love the evolution of
gamesmanship.
The gamesmanship. All right. So yes, Big Pants says new workout. Do a push-up every time Ben says listen, and a pull-up every time he mispronounces a name. I'm saying you guys are gonna look good this summer if you do this. So, yeah. Tyler, our producer, actually said he wanted to start. I forget what his deal was, but every time you say the S word, which you say all the time, Ben, you don't realize.
Great word. You guys should use it more.
I used it yesterday.
Yeah, he did.
Outstanding word.
Yeah. I forget what
the best words.
Kyle or Tyler will have to remind me, but I forget what he said. Yeah. Yeah. What we should do is every time he says the S word, he has to buy a dogecoin. That's what we should.
That'd I would just say.
Yeah, you would just say it a bunch then.
You don't like. So I do not own sounds like you do have some Doge. It sounds.
You know what? Here's the deal. I'm this is probably a bad part of my personality, but because I've been so against it and I don't see any real value in it, I have not bought it. Just like XRP also, despite the fact that I knew it was going to rise in value, I could have never predicted the rise that it's had, but I probably should have bought both. I mean, well, Doge more than XRP, but both of them have been like 10x. I mean,
why
Doge
did XRP go up? I thought it got in like trouble or something. Sorry,
it did, and then they got out of trouble, so now it goes up.
Okay. This is a great question from Zach Attack Ronas. Would you rather? Oh, I'm gonna change the question, Zach Attack, because he says, would you rather wrestle the strongest man in the world or the fastest man in the world? But when I read this the first time, I read it as, would you rather be the strongest man in the world or be the fastest man in the world? So I kind of want to answer that. I don't know what I want to.
I know what my pick is. I would like to be the fastest man in the world because the strongest man in the world is going to do all kinds of things that are counterproductive to his long-term health. Those guys cannot live a very long time. So I'm going to go be the fastest man in the world.
Yeah, I've watched some of the documentaries and just the eating alone that is required. I know everyone, it sounds great to have to eat a lot. It's just like their life is just eating more food than they can eat all the time. Just like horrible. That just seems terrible. Although,
and likely steroids, etc., etc., etc.
Although in this scenario, in my imaginary scenario, you don't have to do those things. You're just like, you just are that. You just poof, you are the strongest man in the world, and I can.
No, that's not fair.
Let's just say, all right. Let's just, for the sake of the argument, Ben, you could not change anything about yourself, but you would become the strongest or the fastest man in the world.
So if I don't have to change anything, I would be the strongest for sure.
Right?
I'd be the fastest.
You want to be the fastest?
Yeah.
Well, I don't run away from anyone, so I'd much rather be the strongest. You know, Ozzy's like this. Ozzy's so funny. He's got way too much testosterone for a 3-year-old. But we play this game, Bergens and Trolls. You guys watch that movie with your kids yet?
We've seen Trolls, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The Bergens try to eat the Trolls, and so my girls love playing this game where they got to run away from me. Ozzy will not run away from the Bergen. He will only try to fight the Bergen. And so he like ruins the game every time because he wants to fight me, and I'm supposed to go chase the girls, but he's trying to fight me. So I don't want to run away from anyone. Kyle, you scared like a chicken. I want to be strong.
No, I just want to be Usain Bolt or Tyreek Hill. Make bank,
bro.
Yeah,
he wants to play. He wants to be the NFL. Kyle's still got NFL dreams.
Oh, so now we're gonna use this to make money. I see. I thought it was just like we just got to do it like in our free time.
Yeah. Well, some of us haven't made
next level thinking.
Some of us haven't made our money yet, Ben. We're still we're still climbing.
Still trying to find our nut, dude.
Yeah. No, that's kind of funny. We played a game called Chase the Cheetah for Natalie's birthday. I wore a cheetah tail and everything, and they chased me around with Natalie and her friends for her birthday. So similar concept. Okay, so I think I'd rather be the strongest man in the world. I feel like it has more real world applicability. You just lift. It's just cool to just be able to lift stuff. You know.
Yes, I agree.
Move a car.
Run circles around you guys.
So would you be able to be the strongest at the current weight you're at though? Because then that would be extra tremendous.
That's what I'm saying,
then, Kyle. You could like make so much money wrestling or fighting because if you had the power of a 400-pound man at 135 pounds, no one could beat you at wrestling if you just had a few basic moves.
I'd be a UFC champion.
Definitely possible.
Definitely possible. I mean, it's possible now. Imagine if I was the strongest man in the world.
No, definitely could be. I'd go get revenge on Jordan Burroughs.
Okay. Speaking of competitions for Ben Askren, would Ben, this is a kind of silly question, but I just wanted to ask it. Would Ben ever face Gordon Ryan in a BJJ match, ADCC rules?
No. Hell no.
Yeah.
No one could beat that guy. I don't even train jiu-jitsu. I haven't trained jiu-jitsu since I retired. And when I was training jiu-jitsu, I couldn't beat him because no one could beat him because he's the best guy on planet Earth. And then on top of that, he's significantly larger than me. No, I don't want to face him in jiu-jitsu.
So you're open to the idea.
I mean, if you guys pay me enough money, whatever, but he's going to kick my ass.
I feel like...
I mean, he does that to everybody.
Gordon is always fighting on one of our cards.
Yes.
So I guess credit to the grappling community for taking fights with him,
no,
right?
it's a huge problem. No one will fight this guy.
But it always seems like he's always on the card, so...
But it's none... Okay, so he's fought like 2 straight guys that are 180 pounds. He's like 220. And then his next fight he is going to be against someone bigger. But for the most part, all the best big guys will not fight him. Like Andre Galvao won't fight him.
They don't want to be like the guy that
Andre
beats
Galvao's
the
the guy
guy,
that
or
fight him.
No, they don't, because
Oh, wow.
if you agree to fight Gordon Ryan, you're not just agreeing to fight Gordon Ryan. You are entering his trash talk stratosphere, which people just do not want to
he's
be
the
in.
best at it. Huh?
And he's
the
going to
best.
beat you because he beats everybody. I mean,
Yes.
literally, people can't beat him in jiu-jitsu right now. At some point, maybe, but right now, there's not a person on planet Earth that could beat Gordon Ryan in jiu-jitsu.
No, there's not. He's as dominant a force as there may be in sports right now. We'll see how long it.
Is he the greatest
And-
athlete of all time, you guys think?
Stop.
Like, where's he rank against, like, Secretariat?
Secretariat and like some cheetahs that.
I think he'd have to do it for a bunch of years. But, I mean, the other kudos to him is he'll go up and face
Ben
guys.
just like,
I know, Ben's like, I'm being a smart ass.
Listen, if he kept dominating like this, yeah, he's going to be as dominant for his sport as. I mean, he's more dominant than anyone in wrestling right now.
for sure. Well, Sadulayev is more dominant.
Okay.
When's the last time Gordon's lost?
He lost.
Has Sadulayev went up and faced the heavyweight, Christian? Because I think Gordon's done that, right? He wins the absolute every time.
Yes. He lost in like 2017 to Felipe Pena.
That was 4 years ago.
Okay, Sadulayev. That's
Also
when,
lost in
Also
2017.
2017.
also 2017, but before that, Sadulayev hadn't lost since like 2013. So he has
But
one loss since 2013.
Does he go up to heavyweight? Because Gordon's went up to heavyweight.
Well, technically, first of all, going absolute in jiu-jitsu is different than wrestling.
Don't make
And
excuses.
it's not an excuse. It's just factual. Second, Sadulayev did change weight classes and won.
No, heavyweight. I want him to go to heavyweight. I want him to wrestle the big boys. I want him to beat Gable Stevenson. If he beats Gable, I'll say he's as good as Gordon in his sport.
If Sadulayev beats Gable Stevenson, you'll say he's better at jiu-jitsu than Gordon Ryan.
I'd like to see
guys-
Gordon Ryan
you guys
win the
should
Kentucky
put-
Derby before I make a statement on him.
You guys should put Gable versus Sadulayev on a card. That would be tremendous. I'd buy
Gable
that for
versus.
sure.
I'd rather see Gable versus Secretariat.
You guys are idiots. I'm fucking it up.
My money's still
Hey,
on
Ben.
the Lions from the Ghost in the Darkness.
Ben. So this is a bit. So some people actually put.
Well, like, I think it was
Animals-
like Sports Illustrated named Secretariat.
But
like
I've seen people on Twitter this year say
What?
like horses are the best athletes ever.
I don't get it. That's
It's
dumb.
a real thing. So people be like, "Yeah, Secretariat's the best, one of the best athletes of all time." Because I mean, Bray submitted the lions from the Ghost in the Darkness as some of the greatest athletes of all time.
Yeah, dude.
There's some mountain goats that I think are probably more athletic, and a couple cheetahs.
Uh-oh.
We
We
got
got
it.
brackets?
Oh, we got brackets. Let's go.
Hold on,
We got them or not?
no.
We got numbers next to names.
Oh,
Why'd
now
you
we
get
got
us
it.
excited.
All right, we got numbers next to names. Oh my gosh, how do we do this?
I don't see any numbers next to names. I'm on the page.
Look to you got to click entry list, and then there's
I'm on.
numbers.
Oh, on the entry list, not the participants.
Jordan. So Jordan got number 155, which.
Oh, so you got to put these in order.
Yeah.
Oh my
Hold on, let me
gosh.
see if I can put this in a spreadsheet. real
Oh,
quick.
it should just be like 1 through 28, but no, there was all kinds of random numbers.
The biggest number I see, there's a 214 on here. It goes as low as 73.
Bekbulatov's close. Bekbulatov's 183, but the Yemeni guy is 154, so that's gonna be an easy dub.
That'll be a dub.
Oh, Gadziev's 235. That's not good because that means he's probably on the bottom side because I see Habit's on the top side, Moldova's on the top side.
Kozak says, but
Germany.
Bulatov and Oliver on the same side.
That's what's up.
That's not good.
Daggone it.
Gosh, dang it.
Dagnum it. What about Gad?
So yeah, we got. Let's see, Gadziev. Where is he at?
Seabass is 124, so he may be on the bottom also. Bekbulatov, Gadziev's 235, so he's like the bottom of the bottom.
Dude, this is big stink.
All right, let me see if this bracket will come out.
Can someone copy and paste these into a Google Drive and then sort them? Let me see if I can do it real fast.
Yeah.
Do you see the PDF, Bray?
on
This
the
this PDF right here? Yeah, that's where I'm on.
Okay, got it.
Hold on, I'm trying to sort these bad boys for you guys. See if my tactic works.
Yeah.
I'm very tech savvy. Oh, I'll put them all in the same freaking thing. Annoying. Didn't work.
All right. Well, I don't know if we're going to.
All right. It should. If the entries are out, then it should be soon that
Only
we
minutes.
get the bracket too.
Sugar.
All right.
Let's keep
one
it moving.
more. Yeah, one more question. You got to ask us another question.
Is there a case for Amos to be OW over Mendez this past weekend? Hashtag FRL questions.
Oh, well, Todd's on the same side too. Oh, geez. I say no because depth of the bracket it just wasn't there.
I think there should be something to be said for winning both styles so incredibly dominantly. Even though I know that doesn't probably factor in. There's probably an OW for each style. But
yes,
that to me is like there's an Iron Man component to that. Oh, we also got to talk about this. Bim Provisor, who is...
Oh, he's going to wrestle in college.
He's going to wrestle in college at Grandview.
How old is he? 30?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well,
he is...
He'll be 31 in June.
And he's going to enroll...
True freshman, baby.
True freshman. So he's going to Grandview.
There's all kinds of NAIA news. So you have that. Then you have Jimmy Zaleski being named coach at Jamestown Jimmy's.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Is that why he went there?
Possibly. We can't rule it out at this point.
Because they named the logo after him.
And they look to be black and orange, so he doesn't have to get rid of... He doesn't need any new ties.
Right.
That's got to factor in.
And then Allie Reagan, Grandview women's wrestling coach.
Okay.
So the NAIA arms race is officially on.
Bray, did you see this arms race coming as a former NAIA athlete?
I actually wish we had NAIA in Wisconsin. I really wish we did because they have decent scholarship opportunities.
Yeah.
Whereas D3, which is most of Wisconsin, doesn't have scholarship opportunities. So I wish we had a couple NAIAs up here, give them scholarship opportunities to some more athletes.
So why do they have scholarships and others don't?
That's the rules. I didn't make the NAIA rules. They,
well, I know it's the rules,
they actually give a lot of scholarships.
D3 is the only one that doesn't.
D2, you can get a scholarship.
It's not, but it's not nearly as many, right? It's like 4.5 a team, maybe, or something like that. And Bray, what's the rules on NAIA? It's a lot. It's like 30% of the total amount of people on the team, or something.
Well, NAIA, a lot of times the scholarship rules are determined by conference. So the conference I was in, you could only give out the max scholarship somebody could get was tuition, not tuition, room and board. But then our scholarships worked on an average. So like you could give out for us back in the day, our tuition, room and board altogether was probably close to $30,000 when I was coaching. The average you get was like $4,500. So you can give full tuition, which let's call it like $22,000. But to give one guy 22, you got to get like 4 guys to come for free. So there's so it's like so it's kind of
like 20% of the roster. Because I heard it was a percentage of the roster.
It depends on the conference. Like we could have given out literally everybody on the roster $4,500, and we could have had 100 people on the roster. There was no roster cap. There's no whatever But so but if you really want to recruit, in that conference, if you really want to recruit the top guys, you've got to like get a bunch of guys to come for free. Hey, I was able to get these names into a spreadsheet and put them in an order. I don't have a bracket yet, but I'm going to share that with you guys.
Send it to Tyler.
I'm going to share it with Tyler.
Oh, hey, we didn't talk about senior nationals. Imar looked so out of shape, and he pinned Skatska after losing by 9. And that was probably why he didn't wrestle in the trials, because he probably hasn't been able to train long enough to be in really good shape.
Yeah. First tournament back in... When's the last time he wrestled?
Long time.
Been a while. He did not look great.
Yeah.
That will happen when you're first coming back to the mat.
From injury, too. Do you fully trust your body? I think that was a little bit of it more than
for sure.
Him not being in great shape. So it's kind of a tough first match back. First thing, just get dropped into a senior level tournament bracket type thing, maybe. But it was good to see him back. He found a way to win, and then I think I understand why he forfeited in the final. Okay. So what's the status on the bracket?
So I sent it to Tyler. He's got the list. Kozak says he can make a bracket if I share the sheet with him. So
if it's 28, it'd be 16 on the bottom and 12 on the top.
Nomad
we just
said
gotta
he is
count.
bottom side with Bek Bolotov and Gadziev.
Damn it, I can't. This is too small. I can't
This
see
is
your
poop.
list here.
Oh, hold on. I gotta reorder. I gotta do something here real quick. I gotta put zeros in front of these.
Yeah. But it would, yeah, so it'd be 16 on the bottom, 12 on the top is how you just count 12 down, and then that's the bottom, and then you just pair them up, obviously.
I'm gonna put these in a different order. It's sorted by number, but that means that the 100s go ahead of the zeros. So 1 second.
Uh-oh.
This is good radio.
All right.
As far as radio
Great
goes.
radio.
So now it's in the correct order. You can see where Jordan Oliver is.
Hold on, can you put the link to that in the chat though?
You got to flip it over though. So no one can see it right now. There it is. Okay, so Jordan is there below. Now, do we need to scroll to see like who's all down below and what his path looks like?
Yeah. Let's see here. Hold on. Kozak is putting a bracket together for us, so we'll have that momentarily.
All right. Well, I think we should go.
All right,
we're
let's
not
go.
going to have this momentarily. I think it's going to take a little bit. What we're going to do, we're going to hustle to get some bracket breakdown reaction content out ASAP as possible. So we're going to get up here and not waste your time.
ASAP as possible? That's as soon as possible? As possible?
Yes, Ben. That's how soon we want to do it.
And then he starts tonight, right?
4 a.m.
4 a.m.
Eastern
4
time.
a.m.
Okay.
Eastern.
3 our time, biggin. You're just up to change Hayden's diaper then. Bracky hasn't changed the diaper yet. He's not going to start anytime soon.
Bracky!
I'm kidding.
He's
Damn
joking.
diaper.
Ben!
He's joking.
Ben!
He's joking.
Sean Charles that claimed he never changed a diaper. Allegedly.
I'm just saying straight up that's pathetic.
Mean guy.
That's pathetic. That is pathetic. I'll just say it right now. It's pathetic. All right. No offense. Well, actually, offense. Take offense. I think it's bad. Change your kids' diapers, guys. Talk to you later. Thanks for listening. See you tomorrow. Go J.O.